Hello, my name is Nicola Hill, and I'm exploring why preserving open space is the key to Mendham, New Jersey's future, as well as the preservation of open space in the United States. But first, what is Mendham? Mendham, New Jersey was settled in the 1720s and was named after Mendham, England. Mendham boasts a rich colonial past and recently celebrated its 275th anniversary. Many of Mendham's early settlers fought in the Revolutionary War and helped lead to the founding of the United States almost 250 years ago. Mendham's culture and character have always depended on the fact that it is a rural community with ample open space and pristine forests and waterways. Mendham has always prided itself on its open and pastoral setting and history. Mendham Borough, in a 2013 study within the New Jersey Monthly magazine, was listed as the best place to live in New Jersey. But just like many other communities within the United States, it is under pressure to grow and change, potentially threatening its heritage, open space, and irreplaceable ecosystems. Mendham is defined by its rural character, but development pressures and housing mandates are changing the landscape and potentially endangering the very characteristics that make Mendham so valuable. Overpopulation and overdevelopment are threatening to destroy the charm, lifestyle, and ecosystems that make Mendham unique and invaluable. Mendham's location is a key ecological and open space gem. Mendham, New Jersey, is ecologically important due to its location in the Highlands region, featuring headwater streams, wetlands, and steep slopes crucial for water quality, supporting unique wildlife like barred owls, and serving as a hub for community led conservation efforts focused on native plants and sustainable land use, protecting vital regional water resources and biodiversity. The headwaters of three major river systems, which are regionally important sources of drinking water, are located in Mendham Borough: the Whippany, Passaic, and Raritan rivers. These headwater streams are under threat from increased development, especially the development of the remaining environmentally sensitive properties in the borough. Combined, over 5 million people depend on these rivers for drinking water. Many waterfowl and other animals depend on these rivers for living. I had the great opportunity to interview Mrs. Slutsky, who is a board member up at the Schiff Nature Preserve in Mendham Township and an open space expert. Hello, I am Nicole Hill. I'm a 10th grade student in the Four History Stories Smithsonian program. I'm here interviewing Mrs. Janice Slutsky, who is a partner of Schiff Nature Preserve and an expert in open space. Can you please introduce yourself, Mrs. Slutsky?
I am Janice Liskey, and I am on the board here at Schiff Nature Preserve and do environmental education.
Um, First, when we're starting this right now, can you please just interview yourself, or just introduce yourself? Say just who you are, what's your personal connection to Mendham, and how did you first get involved in open space preservation?
I have been living in Mendham for 28 years, 29 years, and before that, through that, I was environmental educator with the Morris County Park Commission. So Morris County Parks and education has been my thing for many years. And that's been probably 35 years since I started that. So teaching environmental education goes along with open space and having the resources available to get people outside.
Has Mendham's landscape changed since you first arrived here and started living here?
It has somewhat. We are mostly built out for the private homes, and traffic is definitely worse than it always was. I know people that have grown up here even longer than that and definitely seen more development.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna dig a little bit deeper here. What do you think? What do you see as like the biggest threat to Mendham's rural character right now? Is it like development, environmental loss, or something else?
I think some of it's development. A lot of times what's happening now is the smaller houses are being torn down for bigger houses. So sometimes the footprint expands, so the more footprint, less we even your lawn and your backyard can be habitat for a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
So that change makes a difference. As far as other changes, let me see. Definitely habitat loss is happening everywhere. We are now at Shift trying to preserve a small wetland, part of the development that's happening in one of the developments that's happening in town, but we have the option to get part of the wetlands to preserve.
Mm-hmm.
So,
do you think development also plays into the destruction of the environment, or yeah?
it certainly can, and part of what they are proposing with this new the development over in town, they're part of the controversy is with wetlands, so they're trying to preserve wetlands. Do it. We're not saying don't do a smart development. I think is what mainly what is going to save towns.
You've seen many community debates, like the VFE or the Backer Farms debates. How have you seen residents successfully use their voices to protect our land?
When they go to meetings, especially, they know what's going on at the meetings. They're going to follow what the leaders of the community are doing and make sure it's doing in the best interest of the whole town and residents.
Yeah. Why do you think it's so critical to protect resources like the Raritan Headwaters for people who don't even live in Mendham?
Well, the Raritan River expands from Mendham and goes south and is really touching and affecting many counties and many residents. So it's not localized, it's a huge watershed.
Yeah, it gives drinking and cleaning water to like millions of people, which is kind of crazy.
Yes.
Just going into the big picture here, why is it important that we, especially in the younger generation, participate in the betterment of our community, in our communities?
Well, this is the world we're handing you guys.
Yeah.
So you have to encourage your adults to do the right thing, but also start taking handle of these issues now and stand up. You have a voice. Maybe not old enough to vote, but you have a voice.
Yeah. How can we inspire the next generation of leaders to commit to civic engagement and action?
I think, especially with my job as environmental education, is getting people, especially young people, out, put their phones down, get out of their houses and go out into the environment and see what can be lost if they don't speak up.
Yeah.
So I think engagement in that sense, to get just anybody could get out, see what's available, and it often makes them act.
Would you agree with me when I say all this damage that's been done to like our environment and development destroying like natural ecosystems is caused by a lack of just, general knowledge on what we do have to lose?
Some of it is lack of knowledge, some of it is just the way people live, some of it is an attitude of not thinking into the future, more short term.
As we approach the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence and founding of our country, how has our community come together to uphold the values of fairness and freedom through land preservation?
Well, the open space funds in the state has always been passed by voters. So that's a positive sign that they're willing to put money into saving places like Shift and giving people open space to be able for stewardship, recreation, clean water, clean air. So we are kind of an example of that, taking advantage of those taxpayer dollars to put into the public good.
Well, I thank you for your time, and that's
Thank
the end
you.
of the interview. Thank you. Preservation of open space and irreplaceable natural resources isn't just about views, it's about protecting our drinking water and wildlife habitats. Mendham's Open Space Trust has set forth several goals in its battle against irresponsible development and the preservation of open space. These include to protect underground aquifers that keep water abundant and safe to drink, to protect the headwaters of the Raritan, Passaic, and Whippany rivers, all of which begin in Mendham, to protect hardwood forests, meadows, and critical wildlife habitats, and to protect the rural character of the township with its scenic roadside landscapes and beautiful views. Urban sprawl and the further deterioration of our already burdened open space ecosystems will lead to irreparable damage to our community's precious natural resources. Our community needs housing, but not at the expense of fragile ecosystems and water systems. The New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection has issued a permit for a proposed 5-story, 75 unit multifamily apartment complex. The consequences of this unbalanced development in sensitive areas are too significant to ignore. I urge the people, NJDEP, judges who reviewed the project, local and state politicians, and local board members to revisit this decision. Consider the long term effects and seek a more balanced approach that both prioritizes human needs and the environment and environmental state sustainability. This can be achieved through the promotion of smart and sustainable development. Smart and sustainable development acknowledges the natural limits of our world. They aim to respect the capacity of ecosystems and recognize that most land cannot support large scale urbanization. We should always explore alternative sizes for such developments to ensure that they do not threaten vital resources. As we approach America's 250th anniversary, our voice in local open space preservation and other great callings upholds the values of stewardship and community. In the Declaration of Independence, Jefferson states, "Governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed." 87 years later, at Gettysburg, Lincoln reminded us that the democratic process empowers all Americans to create a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And lastly, John Adams reminds us that government is instituted for the common good and for the protection, safety, prosperity, and happiness of all the people, and not for the profit, honor, or private interest of any one man, family, or class of men. Let your voices be heard. Tell your elected officials that irreplaceable resources like our lands and waters cannot be bought and sold to the highest bidder. I hope I have enlightened you on this incredibly important issue. Once again, my name is Nicola Hill. I am from Mendham, New Jersey. Thank you for watching.